Hey, my name is a Tread Talk. I am a YouTuber. I talk about stuff that I like. So let's talk about something that I've been a fan of for most of my life. Transformers. Now I've been a fan as long as I can remember. Like I was like 6 or 5. I was introduced to Transformers like most Zoomers, the Michael Bay movies. I watched all 5 of them multiple times. And ever since then, I've been a huge fan. My dad has been a lifelong Transformers fan as well. And I got to see all kinds of stuff from Transformers throughout the years. But now, we're in the modern day, okay? 2026. And, it's still odd period to be a Transformers fan. Because there are like 3 movies being made right now. It's a TV series that's maybe or maybe not in production at the moment. It's a very odd, like I said, to repeat myself. For example, Michael Bay is going to return to make a new Transformers movie. We don't know if it's going to be like a legacy sequel to his old movies, or it's going to be part of this universe that Hasbro has been trying to make. There's more reboot G1 type universe. The movie Rise of the Beast kind of throw that out of the way, but like I said, all time. There's also the Robert Kirkman MA TV series about Transformers based on the Skybound comics, which actually makes sense that it's going to be an adult TV show because in the Skybound comics it's like human guts flying and blood spouting everywhere. And also very graphic depictions of Cybertronian deaths. There's also going to be the second movie of this Transformers trilogy that's been struggling to be made. Rise of the Beast. It didn't flop, but it didn't make that much money. And the director of Rise of the Beast, I can't remember his name, says he is working on the second, which is pretty interesting because any behind the scenes stuff he hated making Rise of the Beast. Now it's not like he actually had fun talking about it, but it sounded like he did not have fun making it because of the Lazaro. I don't know, I can't bother to tell the producer's name. I just heard he was completely annoying on set, like most producers. Yeah. So, what now? What now? We got the Michael Bay. We got the second Rise of the Beast movie. We got the third Transformers movie. I forgot I even mentioned it, but it's supposed to be a G.I. Joe crossover. That's separate from all of those. Like, it's a big mess. And also Robert Kirkman's show. So what this random YouTuber in my house, just existing, what do I have to bring to the table as a Transformers fan? Well, I actually think I can make a better trilogy than any of these directors, any of these producers. Okay? I've been working on this trilogy. Okay, I've made my own trilogy. I have like a journal. I don't have it with me, but I have it. About all my concepts for this definitive Transformers trilogy, okay? The first movie, okay? Now the first movie is going to be simple. It's going to be low scale and low budget, okay? I don't want to go broke making the first movie. I want there to be 6 Autobots or 6 Decepticons for each side. Now, usually the main character Autobot is like one of the smaller types, one of the younger ones. We already have Bumblebee in the movies. We have Cliffjumper and Skybound. And we have Mirage in the Rise of the Beast movie. For me, I'm gonna pick Beachcomber because I like Beachcomber. I think he's pretty cool. He's like a hippie, but less annoying. I want him to be like the main Autobot that's like relates to the humans. Also, one thing I really want to do, I want something like that, but with the Decepticons. So there's a main character Autobot, Beachcomber, but I want to be a main character Decepticon. Now I could choose anyone. I choose Skywarp. Skywarp, I want his character arc to be he's loyal to the very end. Okay, He's not particularly like a Megatron fanboy, but he strongly believes in the Decepticon cause of peaceful tyranny. Skywarp is, I won't say brainwashed, but he just wants to follow orders. He wants to win. And I want to be like the original cartoon where he keeps coming back and forth to the Autobots point of view, which is Beachcomber, and the Decepticon point of view, which is Skywarp. No, I'm not just saying I want Skywarp being the main guy because I'm a huge fan of Skywarp. I think he's legitimately a very interesting character, especially in IDW. With him like destroying like entire cities and being an arms dealer, you know. Of course, with my version, it's gonna be different, but still. I don't want like the main villain Decepticon to be Megatron. He will be present. I won't tease him throughout the movies. No, he straight up will be in this. But I don't want to be the main guy. I want to be a Decepticon that I think most people don't appreciate. Scorponok. Now, this Scorponok is more based on the one from the Marvel Comics. In my opinion, the Marvel Comics of Transformers is the best piece of Transformers media ever made. Both the American and the UK one. For Scorponok, I want to be like because he's like a scorpion, he was already stand out, but I also want him to be like a menace. Him just like burrowing into the ground, jumping out at the Autobots when the least suspect. I want Scorponok to be a complete menace. But also just like in the Marvel Comics, he's not 100% loyal to like the Decepticon commanders. I want him to be less of a Starscream, like backstabber, more kind of his own thing, like, I can lead the Decepticons better. I'm Scorponok. I won my faction 100 battles on Cybertron. Megatron doesn't know what he's doing. He's incompetent. Okay? And then I still figure out how I want to end the first movie, but like I said, it's like a screenplay, you know? I think this will get giant audiences, like, are interested because we're not just like rehashing characters we've seen before like Bumblebee or Starscream. We're actually focusing on unique and new characters. Not entirely, but these versions of them. I kind of want the movie to be kind of like the Bumblebee movie. It's chill, slow, you know. But I want to be like a Skybound comics. It was like, when shit happens, it happens, you know. Crazy action, you know. I don't want to be as brutal as Skybound, but I want to be a nice balance of the action being pretty cool, but like, ugh, that's doingly. Now for the second movie, each movie is meant to get more and more big and big, okay? The second one, it takes place a couple of years after the first, and what it'll be about is the Decepticons growing their forces, not Autobots growing theirs, you know. It's still pretty equal. Now for the sequel, I actually want the Decepticons to win, you know. To kind of, you know, Empire Strikes Back, you know. How they will win and why and how it will affect the story, I'm still figuring that out. But I think the rough idea is to get every Decepticon from Cybertron to Earth. That's just a very rough version of that. I want the second movie to also focus on Beachcomber, but I also want to focus on Wheeljack. I think the perfect Wheeljack is kind of like a Rhinox type thing, which is both brains and bronze. You know, Wheeljack still a scientist, but he also can kick ass like the version from Prime. I think that would make the perfect Wheeljack, brains and bronze. But Beastcomber is still the main guy. He's just also Wheeljack. I want to show the second movie, Skywarp's like descent into villainy. Like he's already like a bad guy, but I kind of want his thing to be like he would do really anything for the Decepticons, even if it's like squishing humans or killing Autobot prisoners. I want Skywarp to be just like a son of a bitch, and you know. Now, for the third movie, I've been very proud of the third movie in my head. I want to introduce Galvatron. Now, he's going to be more based on the UK version. Completely different from Megatron, completely separate. And his whole thing is that he wants to kill every Cybertronian, even himself, because he believes that Cybertronians cause way too much harm to intelligent life on the universe. It's like it's very rough, but I kind of want Galvatron to be like kind of like a Jaxus from Gen 2. You know, he hates both sides. Well, for Jaxus, he wants to make an empire, while Galvatron wants to just destroy everything. But my main idea is that Galvatron kind of like act all buddy by the Decepticons. Like, hey, I'm a time traveler. I know some things that most Decepticons don't know because I'm from the future. I kind of want the third movie to also focus more on Optimus, to be like him like struggling with being a leader, because like I said, he lost in the second movie, so he's like oh, I don't think I can do this. Maybe Ultra Magnus or Hot Rod can replace me. But as the movie continues, he gets back into the motion, and I want this both Wheeljack and Skywalker to have like a fight together, because throughout the first, second, and the third, it's been building up Wheeljack and Skywarp as like the main guys, slowly but surely, as well as Beachcomber. So basically, want these two story arcs for Beachcomber, for Wheeljack and Skywarp to like come together finally in the third movie, and them just like fighting and stuff. I will touch on time travel, but extremely lightly, because I'm not good at writing that. But yeah, I think the final battle, I want to take place like in the East Coast, because in the final battle for Dark of the Moon, it was like in the Midwest. So I want to take place somewhere like Boston or New York or Newark from New Jersey. Just anywhere from the East Coast. I want the third movie to actually feel like a war, because at this point the Autobots and the Decepticons have built up their forces by like hundreds and hundreds. I want the final battle to actually feel like an actual battle for like Royal Fall Cybertron, but on a human city, But yeah, that's my concept for this Transformers trilogy that I have been working on for a couple of years. Yeah, it's very rough, probably not written that well in hindsight, but I think the blueprints for it can actually work, especially with Beachcomber and Skywalker and Wheeljack being like the main guys. But yeah, that's about